let's come to something that is more general. And it affects Oyo State, but it's not only Oyo State. The performance of the administration in the last 3 years, leading up to the election for which many of its candidates want a second term. Some of them want to move to other offices, and they are running on their track record. In your own estimation, has the party, especially at the national level, has the government the party has produced done enough to beat its chest and say, yes, on the basis of our record, we deserve another term?
Oh, definitely. It has done more than enough. You see, Nigerians, just like all human beings, are relatively forgetful. You know, we forget things easily and we move on. What was the situation when this administration came in? When President Buhari, Muhammadu Buhari came in? What was the situation? Look at our economy. Look at the revenue accruable to the government. Look at the security situation. Look at corruption. Look at even safety and security. Just list it. When you look at what I call the KPIs of measuring performance of government, Nigeria was more or less at the precipice. No doubt about it. And everybody wanted change. Everybody. And I keep saying it, in the words of Winston Churchill, we do not know whether if we change, things will improve. But for things to improve, we must change. Everybody wanted improvement. And we needed change. And we got the change. But again, because of human nature, you know, for a house, Rome was not built in a day. Even though it doesn't take 1 million years to build Rome. But it takes time. And Nigeria, like any other country, is like a big vessel. If it has missed its path, its course, it takes time to turn it around. It's not in one day you turn it around. It doesn't take one day for a building to collapse. If you check, it has been collapsing gradually, cracking, crack walls, this and that. So for us to repair, tell me now, whatever you say, corruption has been reduced. And when we say corruption, it's not financial corruption alone. There's also moral corruption. There's also spiritual corruption. There is, in fact, anything that is not pure in its form has been corrupted. So all I'm saying simply is that if you look at that element of corruption, which is the foundation of all activities that we do, morally, financially, spiritually, Nigeria, like many countries, is a corrupt country. And you may say, why are we paying attention to corruption? Because for anything you are doing, and once you miss the ingredients, the elements that will make it strong, and you corrupt one of those elements, then it will corrupt the whole system. So the foundation of our economic recovery and others, look at the money that has been stolen. And it's not only government, it's everywhere. So the point I'm making is, in terms of corruption, in terms of financial prudence, in terms of agriculture, look at the diversification the government is doing. Nobody is talking about that. And I think the government, federal government in particular, is beginning to articulate most of the achievements. And I wish you were present at the colloquium that was done for Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. When, if you listen carefully, as presented by the vice president, eloquently presented, well articulated, you will know that this government has done so much, has done tremendously well. But you know politics, I mean, you know, in my dialect, they will say that your enemy can never kill a rabbit. You know, you will always say, oh, your enemy has killed a rat instead of even a rabbit. But this government, believe me, has killed a cow in terms of performance. It's just that it's not been well articulated. And the articulation started with the outing of the VP during the Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu colloquium. You know, this government has done very well. Look at our imports. Look at the ban they've placed on some of these unnecessary items we are bringing in. Look at agriculture alone. Have you seen the growth in agriculture?
Yes.
Have you seen the diversification in this government? The economy has been well managed. And when it comes to the social...
You've pointed to the fact that most human beings, Your Excellency, I'm sorry for cutting you, tend to focus on that which has not been done and that which is now.
Yes.
And when you're talking about medium or long term, you're not really listening. You've itemized a number of items, so you've pointed out a number of things. But if I pick up, say two, you mentioned security, you mentioned corruption. These were two of the three planks on which the president ran. The third was the economy. Now, you've talked about agriculture and a number of other things. We can say that would be the economy. Now, in terms of security, there would be almost a general consensus that there's no doubt that there's been a vast improvement in what was happening in the Northeast with Boko Haram. But there are new security problems
that is life. There will always be new problems.
But the more important point is that those problems that emerged do not seem to have been tackled with the same vigor that Boko Haram has been tackled. Even in your state, herdsmen are kidnapping and killing people.
Let me tell you this. In life, if you read some of these articles or words of some philosophers, in life, as you are currently in one problem, you have a challenge, even you, as you are sitting down, that is troubling your mind. As you are solving it, you are going into another one. Are you with me now?
I'm with you.
As you are solving that other one, another one is, you are going into another one. Life is about problem solving. There is nobody in life that doesn't have challenge or problem. So also states, so also countries and nations. Even America of today, there is always one problem they are tackling at one point or the other. So in Nigeria, whether it's security, whether it's agriculture or economy or even societal development in general, we will always have challenges. What you are having today as Boko Haram did not start today. It started years ago in another form. There was a time you had the religious, the Maitasini, you had all this. The forms will be changing, but they are basically challenges of security. So what I'm saying therefore is that when this administration came in, it was Boko Haram, Northeast. They focused on Northeast. It's being resolved. Not only Northeast, before the advent of this administration, you also had the Delta issue, the problem. It's been resolved. Not completely, but it's resolved. You can never solve your problem completely. You continue. You know, there are three ways of dealing with a problem. You can either resolve it as it is, or you dissolve it, or you recontext it. And what we are saying is, you are now having recontexting of problems, security problems in Nigeria. That's all you are having. There will always be security problems. Look at America. Look at the whole world in general. Before, you go inside the aircraft, you go freely, no checking. Later, they started checking and looking at you whether you are carrying something, contraband. It migrated to bombs. Later on, that has even subsided. What do we have now? They are now saying even your computers, they could program them that when you enter the aircraft, the thing can blow up. So are you saying America, are you saying the world is not solving security problems? They are solving them, but they will come in different contexts every day so you can even argue that today what you are seeing is terrorist activities. It's on a larger scale in the world. You have the Libyan problem. You have the African states. You even have the Francophone countries that have their problems, that the French are facing them now, in Mali and other places. These are what I call developmental challenges. So you can never, President Buhari is there now, this administration is facing this problem. By the time we use another 4 years, because whether you like it or not, from the performance of President Buhari, is going to have a second term. Give me another person who is equally as good, who is sincere.
It's early days yet. As
It's
you
what?
said, it's early days, yes. As you said when we were talking about
Yeah.
Oyo State, it's
Yeah.
early days, yes.
Yes.
So somebody might still come forward.
Let's wait. But when you are talking in terms of sincerity of purpose, in terms of honesty, like any human being, he will have his weaknesses. But the man loves Nigeria. I've dealt with him one-on-one. He's very sincere. He's one of the most integrous human beings that I've met.